Hello and welcome back to Bristol Sport TV. In the next 10 minutes or so, we'll bring you up to speed on all of your favourite Bristol sports. And this week we start with City Women. On Saturday, they kick off their WSL 1 Spring Series campaign here at Ashton Gate in a double header of football as the men's team take on Barnsley with a kick-off at 3 o'clock, followed by the women's game at 6 o'clock. Well, earlier we caught up with Vixen's head coach, Wilie Kirk.
It's exciting in terms of there's always something to look forward to, there's always a result to build on or a defeat to get over, a new focus within a few days. So it's really good. It gives a chance to rotate things, to make sure everybody gets opportunities in this spring series. And you know, it's prepare, play, recover, prepare, play, recover, and so on for 7 weeks, which is going to be quite a good environment to be in, I think.
And just talk us through the fitness of the squad right now, because of course the big news is that injury blow to Wilie Farrow.
Yeah, of course, that's obviously been announced in the last day or so. She had surgery Wednesday morning, so you know it's the first step back to recovery and first step getting her back on the pitch, albeit for a number of months. But yeah, that's a blow. She's a big character in the change room, so everybody's affected a little bit by that. But she'll bounce back. And in terms of the rest of the squad, we're in a good position. Corinne Yorson, who was an ACL this time a year ago, she's getting closer and closer. We've had a couple of niggles that are clearing up. So yeah, I think we're in a good place now for this busy period.
Just looking ahead to Saturday, of course the game is at Ashton Gate. How much are the girls looking forward to that? Because I imagine that's going to be a bit of a new experience for them. Yeah,
it just adds that a little bit extra to the game, doesn't it? We were at the men's game against Queen's Park Rangers on Friday, and obviously it was a great result for them, but it gave us a chance just to check out the surroundings, and we'll be back down just for a visit during the week again, just to get that feeling of being in the changing rooms, coming out the tunnel, just the exact dimensions of the pitch. It's not too much bigger than our pitch, but there will be a little bit of adjustment. So yeah, it just adds that little bit extra, and depending on the weather, depending on the men's result, I'm sure those will be two big factors. But if we can get as many people to stay behind and to come along to our game, but primarily to stay behind after the men's game, it'll be a huge boost for the girls to have a big crowd cheering them on.
And just a reminder that you can buy tickets online or you can purchase here on the day. The ticket office will be open from 5:15 for that Vixen's match. Or if you've got already a ticket for the Barnsley game, your entry will be free. So 2 games for the price of 1. Well, speaking of Lee Johnson's side, they had a positive Easter weekend. Here at Ashton Gate on Good Friday, they defeated QPR 2-1 in front of a crowd of around 20,000 fans. And they followed that up with a trip away to Blackburn Rovers with a 1-1 draw. It means they head into Saturday's clash with Lee Johnson's former club Barnsley, 4 points above the relegation zone with just 3 games to play. On Saturday, we are going to be continuing our work to raise awareness of dementia, just like Bristol Rugby's game against Bath a couple of months ago, where they had a Golden Memories game. So will City this weekend. Partnering with the Alzheimer's Society and Brace charities, we will be working to raise awareness of this important topic. Well, earlier this week, City midfielder Corey Smith took a trip down memory lane to relive a very special game 2 years ago against Bradford City.
It was obviously the first time it was in our hands. Now obviously we had people was chasing us in the league, and but obviously our first goal was to win the league, but obviously we wanted to secure that promotion, and this was the first time. Obviously, like I said, there was light at the end of the tunnel, and you could see that opportunity there, and everyone was really focused. We had to adapt our game. We had Big Albie up front. We had to hit him and get Kagsy running in them channels, and yeah, obviously. Tav, Litz had picked up an injury, and Tav had been playing the last few games and been doing well. And yeah, he cut inside, had a shot, obviously I think came back from the keeper and he tucked it away. And yeah, it's just that, obviously that first goal was going to be massive for us. And yeah, from there, obviously the rest was history.
And some new memories have been created for our younger fans over the Easter holidays. We had nearly 200 of our junior members attend our Easter party here at Ashton Gate, and of course all of the sports holiday camps that have been running over the holiday period. And those attending Bristol City Community Trust holiday camp at the South Bristol Sports Centre enjoyed a special surprise visit where they were treated to some special coaching tips.
Well, first of all, I'm surprised how many kids are here. It was around about 200 apparently, and secondly, how many have got Bristol City shirts on. Normally you come to events like this and there's a lot of sort of Premiership teams, so that bodes down well. Obviously there's a lot of support for the team in the city, so it's just a great day. The weather's obviously been good for everyone, and you can see the kids smile on their faces. A lot of them have made new friends today as well, so just a great day.
And it wasn't just our young footballing fans that were inspired over the holidays. Bristol Rugby Community Foundation's Under-11 Land Rover Premiership Cup took place on Easter Sunday. It saw loads of children gather at Bristol Grammar School's sports fields to take part in the competition, to provide them with a competitive experience, all within the spirit of rugby's core values of teamwork, respect, enjoyment, discipline and sportsmanship. Here's Community Manager Craig Capel.
So yeah, we're at Bristol Grammar School Sports Ground up in Phelan to host the Under-11 Land Rover Cup Festival. We've got a festival of 7 teams running around today, and there's some brilliant rugby on display. It's good fun this morning. The main objective today is that everybody has some fun, that we see the game played with the right values of our game, and there's no winners, so everybody will play the same amount of game time. With most teams joining us down at Ashton Gate this afternoon, where there will be a prize draw on the pitch at half time for the teams that best demonstrate the values of our game will be entered into that prize draw. So not from scoring the most tries, but demonstrating the best teamwork, respect, enjoyment, discipline, sportsmanship, and that doesn't just apply to the players, that's the coaches and the parents on the touchline as well.
And congratulations to Broad Plains Under-11s RFC, who were drawn out of the hat at half-time during Bristol Rugby's game against Wasps on Sunday, and it means that they will be the lucky ones to travel to Twickenham in May for the Aviva Premiership final. Well, speaking of Bristol Rugby's game against Wasps, unfortunately that defeat on Sunday confirmed their status of finishing bottom of the Aviva Premiership at the end of this season. Despite that, head coach Mark Tainton said he was proud of his players' efforts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously disappointed getting relegated today. I was immensely proud of the performance the players put in. I mean, it was a similar story today to a lot of games. We've created an awful lot. We've been in the opposition 22 many times, but we just not executed and got across the line. And we turn the ball over or give Wasps an opportunity, and they score tries. So it's as simple as that. And that's the difference in the level we need to get to. When we got the ball, we need to be more accurate, and we need to be more clinical.
In terms of what the club is trying to achieve, how detrimental is this relegation?
Well, obviously it's disappointing to get relegated, but no, we've put a plan in place whether we were going to stay in the Premiership or we were going to get relegated, and we've recruited strongly over the season to make sure we're in a strong position next year, whichever league we were in than we were this year. And we've done that, and we still have 1 or 2 people to come in to strengthen the squad further. Look, we're going to be playing in the Championship next year. It's disappointing that we got relegated, but we'll respect the opposition we play against. Bristol, more than most, know what a difficult league it is, but hopefully we can bounce back very quickly.
Well, from one end of the table to the other, their female counterparts, Bristol Rugby Ladies, will compete in the Women's Premiership final this Sunday at Worcester's Six Ways Stadium. It follows their 43-10 semi-final win at Cleve Rugby Club over Saracens to see them into that final position where they'll take on the Aylesford Bulls. As I said, kick-off 3 o'clock, free entry and free parking, and you can also watch it live streamed on the RFU website, and BBC Radio Bristol will be providing audio commentary. And the very best of luck to the Bristol Rugby Ladies and also our Flyers basketball team. A huge weekend for them as they have a double header. On Saturday evening, they take on Manchester at SGS Wise Arena in front of another sellout crowd. They must win that game, and then their away trip to Surrey if they are to stand a chance of making the playoff final places.
I don't want to think too far ahead. Let's worry about the first 40 minutes. Let's play the first 40 minutes. And the way I see it is like a Final Four. It's like a semi-final on Saturday, and then you go your final on the Sunday. And the thing is, you cannot think too far ahead. Stay in the moment. Let's make sure we get the first win. Manchester's going to be a tough opponent, and then let's be ready fully 100% to give everything we have to earn our playoff spot.
And just finally, I must make mention of young Lando Norris, who reigned supreme at Silverstone over the Easter weekend, clinching the win of the first 2017 Formula 3 European Championship. Well done to him, and the very best of luck to all of our sporting teams this weekend. Have a great week of Bristol Sport.